Yeah, for everybody attending, just 1 minute, a little bit of technical difficulties, so.
July 1st Ellis County Commission meeting. Call the meeting to order. For all those capable, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bobby, call roll.
Commissioner Neil Younger,
Present.
Chair Michael Burgess,
Here.
Commissioner Nathan Liker.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Before we get started, Nathan will be over to the right here to run our screen here. He's typically to my left of the dais, but we want to be able to project on the screen, so to have him do it, Administrator Darren Myers on vacation. Also, before we get started, I'd like a quick moment of silence for Undersheriff Brandon Gady of Phillips County. Thank you. We appreciate all the service that our elected officials in our county governments provide to us, and appreciate that moment. Order of business, any changes to the order, Commissioners?
changes.
I have
Do we
none.
have any changes and no executive session today? Prior minutes?
Yeah.
Look good.
All look
Any
good.
changes to those? Consent agenda.
Okay. I'll move to approve the consent agenda, items A through G.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any questions or changes to anything on there?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No opposed, passes 3-0. Issues from the public from non-agenda items, if anybody'd like to speak to the commission.
Good morning,
Good
Morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Darrell Schmeidler. I think, first of all, I'd like to commend all you people that are on the county commission. I know it's not an easy job. Otherwise, there'd be lots of people standing at the door trying to take your job. One of the things I think all of us deal with is taxes. We all think we pay too many taxes. And I think if we look at Ellis County, and I went through some numbers, and I think most of these are going to be pretty close. For instance, one of the things, a new facility that's in the works for the jail that you guys have started discussing, we're looking there between $8 and $32 million is what was that you guys had posted. The new county shop, $6 million, and we all know that it probably actually cost more than that by the time you get all the little things that need to be done. The city moving down to the Ad Astra Bank, they purchased this for $8 million, or they're saying renovation is $8 million. They're not saying whether they're including the $1.8 million that it cost to purchase it. The new fire station, $5.5 million. The new school, which we were, I guess, my personal opinion is we were lied to. I think we voted like on $133 or $143 million bond issue, and it now stands at $162.8 million. The census in Ellis County, in 2020, we were at 28,934. In 2024, we're at and some of you are gonna say, well, there was no census, but this is the projection, 29,007 people. Now, we haven't gone up very much, but our tax, all the money that is being asked of the taxpayers, you know, there comes a point in time when I ask you, somebody has to say no. It can't continue to go on. The oil industry, which is a large part of Ellis County, not just with the taxes that we get from the oil industry itself, but the people that are employed. If the oil continues to go where it is with $55 Kansas crude, we're gonna see a lot of people shutting down because they can't afford to continue. I could go on and talk for a while longer, but I know there's other people who probably want to visit. One of the things that has always bothered me as a taxpayer is when you work on the budget, you'll come out and the city of Hayes does it, and you guys have done it. Well, we didn't raise your mill levy. Boy, and most of the people said, you see that in the paper? They didn't raise their mill levy. Great, they're keeping it down. Well, what they don't know or don't realize is the valuation of the county maybe went up $5 million or $8 million. And those of us that understand the budget know that, hey, you went from spending $1 to spending $5. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Darrell.
Thank you, Darrell.
And let me say thank you because you actually came in prior to us setting the budget and doing this. So it opens us up and not coming in after we've gone through all the budget hearings. So I appreciate you coming in now.
Any other individual from the public want to speak at this time? Thank you. Introduction of new employees. Jennifer Taylor.
Good morning, Jennifer
Morning.
Taylor, Ellis
Morning.
County HR, and I'm here with a group of individuals behind me. Our departments have been very busy hiring for their open positions, so I will let their department heads and elected officials introduce them, and we welcome them to Ellis County.
Justin Craig, Environmental Services Director. This morning I have Bladen Jasnock. He's been with us about 3 weeks, as our new heavy equipment operator. He's picking it up fast and learning a lot.
Deal. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good
I
morning.
just want to say thank you for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to working for you guys.
Good deal. Well, thank you.
Good.
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
Good morning.
Lieutenant Dustin Barnes, Sheriff's Office. Introducing our newest hire, Joshua Heimerman. He joined us in the jail as a detention officer a couple weeks ago. We're excited to have him aboard.
Good deal. Well, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
Mhm.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning.
Aaron Cunningham, Ellis County Attorney, here introducing Blake Ruiz, our first ever official Assistant Ellis County Attorney in training.
Hello, I just want to say thank you. I've interned in Hayes for the last 2 summers and obviously love something about this community and this county and looking forward to serving it.
Well, good deal. Thank
Good.
you. Welcome
Great.
aboard.
We had a nice long conversation about getting that position.
Yes.
So I'm glad it's filled. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ellis County Fair Information Presentation, Justin Check.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Justin Scheck, President, Ellis County Fair. I just want to start off by thanking you guys for everything you help us do out there, allow us to do. We try to do most of our stuff out there off of fundraising that we do. You do help us on some of the things we have to do. Just going to give you an update. The lean-to that we started on last year, it is complete. I sent Nathan some pictures. I think he put them up there. We got it all done. Hopefully it's a new addition. We got a little shade out there now people can sit under during the afternoon. We did put ceiling fans underneath it. They do work fairly well. So the water line project, it is all complete that we had to redo. We got all the new corralling in. There is not much grass. so we might have to fight that this fair, but we ran out of time. So other than that, I just I want to invite all you guys to come out. I know some people have never been there. It'd be nice if we could get more people out there and to come out, and we do have some pretty good lineups. We got 2 nights of ranch rodeo, or 2 nights of rodeo, night of ranch rodeo. Our main event this year is going to be the midget wrestling, and then Saturday night we got moto rodeo. So.
Very good, look forward to it.
Can you give any update on the fence for the track?
I cannot give you any update on the fence for the track.
Okay.
I know that they were out there working on it. That's all I know.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you and all your people that help you, all the volunteers. There's a lot of work out there that you guys have done, and you're proud of it, and that's good. That helps our community. Like I say, hopefully we can get some good attendance out there this year.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Justin.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Welcome.
Fairview Patch final plat approval, Justin Craig.
Good morning, Commissioners. Justin
Morning.
Craig, Environmental Services Director. So before you today is the final plat application for the Fairview Patch Edition. May 13th, James Mice on behalf of Charlotte Pearson David and Jessica Dockendorf submitted the final plat application. The addition's located about a half-mile north of the intersection of Severn Road and 400th Avenue. It's currently being used as residential and agricultural. This addition would create 13 additional residential plats. So all required documents have been submitted, fees were paid, neighboring landowners and those with interest were notified. And on May 28th, the Joint Planning Commission recommended the approval of this final plat application. Upon recommendation from the Ellis County Joint Planning Commission, the governing body shall take action to approve or disapprove the final plat, including the acceptance of street and other public way dedications, service and utility easements, and land dedicated for other public use. Here today's James Mice to representing the applicants for that.
Morning, Commissioners. James Mice, Land
Morning.
Surveyor,
Morning,
Drinks
James.
Design Group. Happy to answer any questions you may have about the plat. I have no questions
I
at
have
this
none.
time.
I
It was
don't-
presented well the first round.
In the scroll down, there's some pictures of some dug holes, and I don't really understand what I'm looking at for those and what that's.
I'll let Justin answer those because he's more.
Okay.
Yeah, those were the profile holes we dug to see out the soil suitability for septic systems. You can see it's a little rocky, but it should be acceptable for use. And then if they got into someplace that did have a lot of rock, they would be eligible. They could put in a lagoon if they so choose, if that's allowed through the dedication.
I apologize for,
It's there we
There.
go. Them. Okay. Okay.
okay. I think there's a number of these, yeah.
Yeah, I believe they dug about 10 holes across the whole development, so Justin can kind of see, all the different soil conditions they might encounter out there.
And just for further iteration, this is, by us accepting this and this going forward, we are, according to zoning laws, they're going to build the roads to county specs, but we are not actually adopting them as a county road. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Counselor.
You were asking it out there. Bill Jeter, County Counselor. Yeah, the plat indicates that they're private roadways, so they need to be built to county specs, but the county would have no obligation to maintain them.
Okay.
And just to make sure the developer is aware of that, correct?
The roads are private, yes, they,
Okay.
so in the dedication papers, they're gonna form an HOA, so all the landowner, or
all the residents out there will be a part of the HOA, so they'll have to pay dues to maintain the roads, do trash service, things like that. On the plat, the only road that is dedicated, which is already dedicated right away, is 400 Ave, which is already a public road.
County road, yeah.
Yep. We're just restating that it's a public road.
Okay.
Well, there's a motion, or suggested action. Is there a motion from the commission at this time?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the Fairview Patch final plat application and resolution 2025-12 to establish the creation of the Fairview Patch addition to Ellis County, Kansas.
I'll second that. There's a motion and a second on the table for the approval of the Fairview Patch addition. Any other comments or thoughts or recommendations on it?
I'd like to reiterate my point of stated last time that we've dealt a lot with other subdivisions localized, and this is getting pretty far out there. And I don't feel it fits our county planning.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay?
No. Passes 2-1.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll be bringing that plat later on to have it signed.
Cell phone contract renewal, Lori Driley.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lori Dreiling, Assistant IT Director. You have before you two proposals for a 2-year Ellis County wireless cell phone contracts. The proposals are from Nextech Wireless and Verizon. For the last several years, we've had cell phone contracts with both providers. After reviewing both proposals and comparing the 2-year contracts options, you will see that the 2-year contract period, the Verizon contract, will cost Ellis County $1,412 less than the Nextech wireless proposal. It is our recommendation that the county choose the Verizon 2-year contract proposal. Do you have any questions?
This will be a switch from where we're at. Have both companies been tested in our area by our sheriff's department?
Yes, they have been.
I guess I don't see any represented here anymore. And Public Works, we're good. Okay.
I have, on the sheriff's department, I have both using Nextech and Verizon. It's kind of a
Okay.
50-50.
Okay. Is it a preference thing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I have no further questions.
I haven't done either.
I believe we have representatives from Verizon and Nextech Wireless both here, if you have any questions for them.
Well, any questions per se? I guess if anybody wants to speak on either of the contracts.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Dan Rennie.
Morning.
With Verizon Wireless. I'm your government account manager. I've worked with Lori for quite some time. I live in Manhattan, Kansas. Grew up in Centralia, Kansas, in Emaha County. So my parents still live in Emaha County. I know it's a little bit of a distance, but I'm not too far away. If you have any questions, let me know, but I'm always available to help with anything Lori's needs, and I'm always happy to help Sheriff Brown and the rest of the county. So thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After 2 years, then it goes back out to rebid at that point. This is a 2-year approval.
Yes, you're correct there, Michael.
Well, I'll move to approve the Verizon 2-year cell phone contract.
I'll second that.
We got a motion and a second on the table to approve the Verizon contract. Any further discussion or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No. All those opposed say no. Passes 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Lori.
Highway 40 and Main Street and Victoria repairs, Brendan McKay.
Morning, Commissioners. Brendan McKay, Ellis County Public Works Director. So at our last meeting, it was discussed to bring this back forward again about the assistance request from the city of Victoria for the old 40 approaches to East Main and West Main Street. At that meeting, the commission gave direction to myself to come back with a PO for $25,000 to help fund the repair to East Main Street, the approach off Old 40 Highway. So that's what's here before you.
Okay. Well, I think we've discussed this several times, so.
Yeah, we've gone over this a while. I'll move to approve PO 7928 to the Voights Parga for the reconstruction of East Main Street approach to Old Highway 40.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second on the table. Any further discussion on this topic?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. Say no. Passes 3-0. Thank you, Brandon. Road grader purchase.
Yes, sir. So before his request to change out a 2017 John Deere 670 GP road grader to a 2025 Cat 140-15J road grader, which is consistent with the rest of the fleet. That machine has been a great machine for us. We haven't had major issues, but it's getting to the point now, once you hit that 10,000 hour mark, you start running into those expensive repairs where you're looking at total rebuilds, motors, transmissions, your tandems, and those costs start to exceed the cost of the operational cost of a new machine. And with it being a territory machine, we recommend keeping that under warranty for that machine. So if it does go down for a major failure, we have a replacement on come take its place. We currently have a machine right now that's getting its tandems work on. The parts for that are 4 weeks out. It's a 50-hour repair. We have a machine from Caterpillar to replace that machine while it's down during these next 4 weeks. With that said, the price from last fall when we purchased our last one went up $980.55. We did not reach out to other vendors for comparisons for Sourcewell pricing. We went with what is standardized our fleet. And if the commission recalls, back in last spring when we did a comparison, the John Deere equivalent and similarly equipped was $402,468 compared to the Cat's $352,711.20. So nearly $50,000 cheaper that last spring. That's why these past 2 times we've not reached out to them for a comparable quote, because we use the Sourcewell contracting like our policy recommends our staff to use.
At what point will we start reaching back out and looking again?
That can be whatever the commission directs us to do otherwise.
Yeah, I'm like that too. When are we looking to rebid again, in how many years? I guess the only reason I asked, so everybody, the other ones get
Yeah.
opportunity also, and like you
Last
stated.
time- Yeah, last time we didn't bid it, we just reached out for Sourcewell
Okay.
pricing, so it wasn't a competitive bid
Okay.
process. We were directed to get Sourcewell pricing from different manufacturers. If we wanted to bid it, we can write specs and do a competitive bid process, or we can go out in the future and request Sourcewell pricing from different vendors that we choose.
Okay. Because as you stated, you said the Deere done us pretty good, so I'm just.
It has, yes.
Okay.
And they've increased their service capabilities.
Correct.
So, saying local, it's, and I understand we have both of them kind of servicing out of the same area, so.
Yeah.
I would not mind in the future looking to do something different.
Okay.
I mean, at least opening it up to a competitive bid process.
Okay.
I mean, we know we have Sourcewell in our back pocket, but are we missing something? I guess would be my statement.
Looking at the results from competitive bid processes across the state, our pricing that we're receiving from Caterpillar is the same price that's being submitted for the competitive bid process, so I don't feel we're missing out on anything. But if the commission would like, we can do that in the future.
Okay. I guess before we go on, when is our next slated, after this machine, is it?
Later this fall.
So.
We try and do 2 a year.
Okay.
So we're doing one now, with the intent being doing one this fall. There's not another unit on the ground yet. There's a unit on the ground now, that's why we're doing one this time, and we can do a competitive bid for the unit in the fall.
Okay, well, I would like to see us do a competitive bid of some machines for our fall bid, because that's a full year out from when we kind of started this contract and stuff, or this discussion on doing this. So I would like to see something like that in front of us for the fall.
I'm game with that also. Yeah.
And that gives everybody plenty of time to sharpen their pencils. So with that, I will move to approve PO 7925 for the purchase of a 2025 Caterpillar grader from Foley Equipment.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second on the table for the approval of a grader. Any further comments or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No opposed, passes 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brennan. And Public Works restructured job description approval.
Can I butt in a little bit just on the, I've had the conversation, and I should have brought it up when we had the Victoria project. I had visited with Brandon on our new road out on Vineyard, 270th. Wanted to dig up the cornerstones, that way we're not cutting in the new asphalt when that all gets developed out there. In the meantime, Brandon has talked to other individuals, and the coordinates are there, so we're good there, so we won't have to dig up into a brand-new road, so.
Yeah, so prior to doing the milling, because we could have disturbed them, and one was disturbed and we could not locate the other one, but we already had the coordinates of it. Drake's Design was out there and located all of the markers prior to us reclaiming that roadway in. So we have all the positions where those markers will be at. After the road is paved, they've got a drill bit they will drill down with about 1.5 inches bit, down about 2 feet to reset new pins. So there will be no removing or taking a backhoe or excavator to the brand new paved road to locate those cornerstones. We already have them located to be able to reset new markers for all of the cornerstones we're responsible for in that area.
Okay. And I guess what brought the subject up was that there were some other surveyors that contacted me and were concerned about that, us burying that and not.
And we had reached out to
Okay.
the commonly ones that commonly are at our office, and we're already in the process of working with one when that individual reached out to Commissioner Younger.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, last thing I want to do is tear apart a brand new road to locate a cornerstone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate you
Yeah.
doing that, reaching
So-
out and talking to the other surveyor, so.
Yeah, the next time in the future, if you'll have him contact my office, I think we playing the game of telephones and things might get lost in communication or translation there. And all right, moving forward with the Public Works restructure.
Okay.
So the commission's discussed previously, they wanted to see a change out there with how we operate, and part of that is changing a foreman position into a project manager person that would be more involved with the right-of-way, the GIS, the GPS, and potentially the GIS interns. So with that, we came up with the structure that's attached on the following sheets. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff here to cover.
Mm-hmm.
There's no additional staffing being added at this point in time. It's just restructuring within the department, and we're not looking at people, we're looking at jobs we need. So there's none of these jobs are being created with someone in mind that's in-house. Positions that will be filled will be in-house, with the exception of the project manager or any vacancies we currently have, because that project manager will be an open position, will be open to the public, externally and internally, if the commission approves this. With that said, just want to make sure I don't miss anything on here. That project manager is going to help with working with the public and doing the future planning, not the day-to-day operations. Because if you notice, there's a disconnect. You can only effectively manage 7 people at a time. What we're currently asking one foreman to do each day is be responsible for 23 individuals or more. they cannot effectively manage that team. So this restructuring helps break that up into manageable chunks so we can be effective out there with our management. So the territory foreman, or the road foreman, would now be changed into a territory foreman responsible for just the 13 territories and the subdivisions to give just more focus on that. We would also create a construction lead with the hope at some point in the future, not today or tomorrow, creating that into a foreman position and reinstituting a construction blade. And that would be an additional job, but that's down the line, not today. And that construction lead would help manage our individuals that are making the material for our roadways, that help overlay the roadways. They are the ones that are jack of all trades. They don't have an assigned machine every day. They go and fill in gaps where it's needed and produce the aggregate and haul the aggregate and do a lot of the road reconstruction. So that would be a construction lead. That would be a slight pay increase, but that person would be responsible for all of those underneath him. We would also create a truck lead, because right now a road foreman currently has to manage all the territories, all of the construction folk, and 8 truck drivers. This truck lead would be still an operating person, just like a construction lead, would still have equipment they would run, but they would be the one that would be contacted by the management team to help relay orders down. So instead of trying to call 8 people on the radio to change direction during the day, this person would, you contact one person and they help disperse that message out to the others. The other big change of that, this reorganization, would be moving the shop personnel out from underneath the road and bridge supervisor into their own separate. That way they feel if there is an issue, they can put it down and they feel that they won't be overridden for safety. That hasn't happened in my time there. If something's unsafe, we put it down and it does not move. But this gives them the ability to feel comfortable making those decisions, not feeling that they have to persuade someone else. And with that, we also have, as we've struggled to hire mechanics, we've got a mechanic 1 and mechanic 2 position. Mechanic 2 does still have the welding requirements in it and additional levels of expertise in welding and maintenance of equipment. Making sure I didn't miss anything. And it's not just based on time. There are going to be more requirements and there's going to be additional training we're going to send out for them. Just like the project manager, myself, road and bridge supervisor, and the leads and managers, we have CPM that we send the top 2 people to. We also have the Road Scholar program that we do send people to. We'll now start paying for the tracking portion of it to get the people certified. And then another change to this would be creating the noxious weed foreman position. So as we've noticed, we've expanded that division. With retirements that are coming up in the future, we need someone in place to help run that division when the supervisor is out or on PTO, and also someone that can start getting prepped to take over that division, hopefully in the future. They may not take it over, but they would at least have the experience and knowledge of how we operate when that person does retire, that supervisor. And it would create our succession plan, and that's what all of this is based on, is succession planning and effective management. So as you can see, there's a lot in the financial impact. Currently, with the changes we've had to staffing this year, we're going to be saving $30,000. If the commission approves all of this, the total change would be an increase of $40,000. So we're at a $10,000 increase to operating budget if the commission approves this. And that is $10,000 more if everyone selects the family A plan for medical. If they select a single C plan or a family C plan, if everyone goes to the lowest option, which was a single C plan, all those open positions would bring down $75,000 from our budget too. So this may not be, at worst, it's a $10,000 hit to the operating budget. It could be less, but you plan on worst case scenario when you do that budget part. And then as part of this too, the city of Hayes is looking at GPS locating devices. I won't say we'll get the exact same ones, but we will look at what they're using to make sure we're compatible, as well as their traffic counters. We found an issue with our traffic counters, just like the city has. They are older. We cannot get parts for them. We're having issues with them connecting to our newer style computers. If the city moves forward with a traffic counter, it would be our intent at some point to move to a similar traffic counter. That way we can share resources like we have in the past. Just to reiterate back, this change adds no new staffing to the department as it is. It just helps develop people to potentially add staff in the future to take on more, if that's the direction of the commission. I hope I did this justice. Me and Darren worked on it for a while.
I know we've spent a lot of time, I know you and Darren have spent a lot of time with Jennifer trying to develop a good functional direction for this department, and I believe the commission is appreciative of that, for seeing some change. I hope it doesn't come immediately, but it'll be a good change or a positive.
Yeah.
Nathan, scroll down just a little bit so that way you can see the.
Which way?
So,
The
I guess
organizational
up
chart.
or down, yeah. So territory foreman, so the way we're gonna go, currently, we essentially have 2 territory foremen,
We have
correct?
2 road foremen that take over, that they are over the territories, the truck drivers, and then the construction
Yes,
crew.
okay.
So they have all of those individuals every day. So now
Yeah,
we're splitting
because
that
they're,
out.
one's on, one's off, right, and then. or
That's how some people call it. It's not,
Quite that way, but, okay.
yeah, how you say things is different from how it's actually.
Yeah.
It's not how you say it, it's what it means. So they may call it on and off. One is there early to get the day started. One stays and leaves an hour early. The other one starts at the start time and finishes at the end. But then they oversee different areas of different projects.
Okay.
And then coordinating with as things come up, because we deal with Mother Nature, and with 1,400 miles of roadway, sometimes things wash out that you don't see right away.
Mm-hmm.
So that one that is effectively off, some people call it, they're the ones going out and looking at those concerns to help the one that is on reallocate resources.
Okay. So with the retirement there, we're essentially adding the project manager, so no.
Yeah, there's no
change
change.
in staff, just
Correct.
change in structure.
Yeah.
So then the HOA leads, so I got kind of 2 questions around that. We have 13 territories, so you got HOAs, HEOs, 1, 2, there's 6 and 5, so there's 11, but the HEO leads also
still
have
have a
their own
territory.
territory.
Yes,
So there's
sir.
13 covered, so the leads are overseeing the
They would-
1s and 2s.
Yep, they would each have half of the county, whether we
Yeah.
give them
Okay.
odd districts and even districts, east, west, north, south, that'll be decided
Okay,
internally
that
how
was
we
gonna
do
be
that.
kind of my follow-up question, if they kind of have.
There's a lot of animosity to east and west, so I would recommend not calling it HEO East and HEO West.
That
I
works.
think it's just calling them leads and then splitting it up, either odds and evens or north, south, however we make that determination. One would have 5, the other one would have 6, and those
Mhm.
ones would be responsible for helping out, training the other territories and
Okay.
training new operators.
Is there enough time for an HEO lead to maintain their territory, but also oversee
No,
each of those? Okay.
effectively, no, but they will have to make the time.
Okay.
And that's what's needed to help develop our employees.
Okay.
So at that time, when that person has to go help out a new employee, we'll need to pull from the construction crew to backfill their position.
Okay.
Because that territory operators, when we have the moisture, they're all busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's times when you're in the drought, when you need water trucks to run to be able to work areas, that's when you take that time to do the training. That's the ideal time. Doesn't mean that if it's raining out or we just got a lot of moisture, we're not gonna train someone. We'll have to make adjustments to make that happen.
So under this structure then, if they need to pull somebody from construction or a truck or something, that's the road and bridge supervisor that'll coordinate that to?
Will help coordinate that, yes. Territory supervisor will let the road and bridge supervisor know that changes and requests and what their needs are, and the road and bridge supervisor will help coordinate that reallocation within the division for day-to-day operations. So if you look at the whole overarching road and bridge supervisor, bridge foreman, territory supervisor, or territory foreman, and below that, that is day-to-day operations, not looking long-term. The project manager is that long-term looking 4 months out, 8 months out, a year out, creating the backbone
Mm-hmm.
for what needs to be done, or what we plan on doing, and that left side will be how it's being done. nothing's being taken away from any of those individuals. It's just allowing them to focus their time on what they are best suited for and what we need for the division. Because right now we have everyone wearing 14 hats. So the hats are very small. You can't devote as much time to those things as we need to be effective, or be as effective as possible.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I guess the only thing I had, and I talked with Darren yesterday quite a while about this, and I don't know if he's reached out to HR yet or not. Just on the shop foreman, line number 10, and it's no big deal. It can be remodified or changed, but 10, it has assist shop foreman when needed. So it's just some little things. And the other, not little thing, but means something to me, that any of those positions that somebody's going to stick a shovel in the ground, I believe in a lot of these, there's only one, I believe, on the project manager that was doing the Kansas One call. I feel that's important, that all of our employees that are digging get that opportunity to do it in
We
case
send-
they want to make
yeah.
a move in
Yep.
through
We
the,
send everyone to that,
Okay,
those
but
classes regularly.
just so
Those
they
people are
can-
the ones that are be making the calls, because they'll be the ones in the office.
okay.
Making-
I'm just saying, just like what happened today, we got commissioner running the
Yeah.
computer, so we have somebody to fall back
So
on
all of
that
the
is able.
foremen, all of the foremen, myself, and the sign technician, because
Mhm.
it's not calling the number anymore, you have to do it through their system.
Right.
So we need people that are in the office that do it. So we have, all of those people can do our one call, so I don't envision a time when we will have 7 people all out of the office at the same time. So I believe we have enough capability there to be able to do that. And then the shop foreman and shop supervisor, that was a late change to make
Mhm.
their titles consistent with the hierarchy. The current shop foreman, his title, all it changes is to shop supervisor to match the hierarchy. And the parts clerk mechanic is changing to shop foreman, just title alone. That might be why it was missed, and it said in there, assist shop foreman when needed, needs to be changed to assist shop supervisor.
I guess I just want to see it if one of our employees wants to advance and it's in the job description and he says, well, I'm not capable of doing the one call. So I want to give him that
Oh, no,
opportunity if we
and
can.
We do. We routinely have quite a few members of our staff at the Dig Safe meetings here.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been a part of
Mhm.
that. Midwest Energy has. They have those once a year here, and then we have sent people to we didn't this year with our project going on, but they have their safety rodeo
Mm-hmm.
for a day or 2-day conference that we intend to send staff to in the future. It started last year or this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's just, little things. It's going
Yeah.
to take a while to remodify, change, whatever we want to call it. There's a lot of pages in there to go through. So,
So you're saying within the job description itself, because I
Mhm.
do see that territory foreman has one call, traffic sign technician within there, public works. So maybe modify the job
yeah, it's,
descriptions themselves to make sure it's.
that's right.
Okay.
It's going to take time, and we're
Well, we're still working through a few
right.
others in other
It's-
departments,
That's
so.
very correct. And if we can catch the little things, makes it easier on everyone.
Okay. Okay.
And you're saying you wanted that added to the project manager position?
It's to the project manager. I believe that was the only one that I saw
That
in.
didn't have one call training?
It had, that's the only one that had the one
Oh.
call.
It's in the not shop supervisor, but it's also in the territory foreman,
Okay.
their job description, the road and bridge supervisor, myself, and the sign technician all have that in the job description.
Okay.
Unless I missed something, but those have been,
There-
those were not removed from those job descriptions.
Yeah, there was several in there, Brandon, that needed it added to, is what I felt. But like I say, we can go through that and.
Okay. Well, I'll move to approve the proposed restructuring of the Public Works Department and the attached job descriptions.
I'll second that.
We got a motion and second on the table for restructuring of the Public Works Department. Any other comments or suggestions or talk? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I'll work
very
with
much.
Jennifer to get our project manager position posted.
How, if you can update whoever's watching and, in our community, how is the project coming on Vineyard? I mean, just kind of an estimated time when they're coming in?
So Bettis Asphalt is expected to be here July 14th on that
Okay.
project. They'll be here on 48th Street on July 7th. We have a PSA that'll be sent out today and door hangers that we're putting out this week to the businesses and residents on 48th Street. The following week, if everything still is going according to plan on the 14th, prior to the 14th, we will get a PSA out and door knockers on all those individuals in that area. So when that project does take place, through traffic will be closed. So individuals will have to go around unless they have a residence or purpose to be in the closed area. I know it's a shortcut for a lot of people, and unfortunately, there'll be a few days where they'll have to take the way they don't want to take to get around, but it's for the safety and so we can get the project done correctly.
And we've reached out to the city also to?
We've let them
Okay.
know the dates.
All right. Good.
So
Have
Bettis is moving
have we made any necessary repairs or arrangements on the roads that people are gonna have to take as a detour?
There shouldn't be much. They're paved roads for the most part, the detours.
Okay,
Because if they don't take that by Vineyard and Commerce, they'll just take 27th Street into the city.
I was wondering about the residents to the north and to the east.
Those roads they've been worked since this last rainfall.
Okay,
They,
we don't have any scheduled repairs coming up that would
nothing
fall in
would-
that time frame.
no.
Okay.
We wouldn't block off all access.
Okay,
Maybe
'cause
go-
I-
Go
you
4
know
miles
what
all the
I
way to
mean.
come back, you know.
Okay.
That wouldn't be our intent, unless, I won't say Mother Nature won't dump like 5 inches of rain in an hour on us and wash something out, but we're as prepared as we can be.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Okay, thanks,
you.
Brandon.
Wrapping up pretty quick today. I think we got our agenda done. Commissioner reports, Nathan?
I have no report today. Have a safe 4th, everyone.
Neil?
Yep, I attended the Arc of the Central Plains with his Feed Haze now, I believe it is, or whatever. They've got 3 greenhouses now out there, and they're going to visit with, I guess, 489 on buying product from them. Pretty neat deal with, especially the, kids or adults that have that are mentally challenged. There was a lot of them come up to me, and just what a great deal for our community to have that here. And then I also did go to the Historical Society's ribbon cutting, and there again there was a nice crowd there. Amanda does a great job there. I also did go to the Hayes Chamber, and Cunningham got out of here pretty quick, but they gave a very good, including one of the law officers in Hayes here, gave a very good human trafficking deal. So he did an excellent job. And Mike Fields, I'm going to wish him a happy birthday. He was with the EMS. Then I'm going to do an early one for Commissioner Nate Likert. His birthday's tomorrow, so happy birthday, both of them. Also, and Chair Burgess hit the nail on the head with pretty close to home here with the Sheriff's Department, and how them people all get together, and that's what it's all about. Coming from Wichita, all the surrounding places, they are one big family. And then don't forget today the pullover law goes into effect. So anybody on the side of the road, make sure you pull over. If not, tickets will be handed out. So that's that was something that was well needed years and years ago. And then I also did go to Dave Schuster's retirement party. A lot of people there. We're losing a lot of knowledge, but very, very good deal. And again, I'm going to wish everybody a safe and happy 4th of July. Be careful. It's dry. We need some moisture, but that's all I have.
Very good. I don't really have anything. I'll wish Nathan a happy birthday as well, and wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July weekend. Enjoy the festivities. Wild West Fest is in town, the carnival and the concerts. So it's always a fun time to be around Hays and Ellis County this time of year. So with that, I'll call the commission at 9:21.